But to think the genre is dead would be totally incorrect. The romantic comedy is alive and well, particularly in the indie sphere, where ambitious new filmmakers are carving out their space into the industry by placing fresh spins on the well-worn genre.
I love you, Chris. Like a brother. We're friends, right? Shut up! Just leave him alone!
Oh my God!
And while the divining logic as we continue into the 21st century seems to largely be adapt or die, that doesn't mean the century hasn't produced some stellar examples of the traditional rom-com, from unabashedly faithful to the darkly strange.
You got here fast. I got a surprise for you.
Peter, as you know, I love you.
Are you breaking up with me?
Pete, are you,
In honor of the genre that seems increasingly on the verge of making a comeback with each passing year, Cinematic have compiled 26 favorite of the century so far. Welcome to Cinematic. Here we present to you the 26 best rom-coms of the 21st century so far. Before I start with this masterpiece, I request you to subscribe to my channel and like and share my video. The first one, Amelie, in 2001. Amelie is a movie that romantically anyway should appeal most to the dreamers and the introverts. Next, Kate and Leopold in 2001.
Are you going to remove that?
Are you suggesting, madam, there exists a law compelling gentlemen to lay hold of canine bowel movements?
I'm suggesting you pick the poop up now.
Before they made the Wolverine and Logan together, director James Mangold and the actor Jackman first teamed up for the rom-com with a sci-fi twist, Kate and Leopold. Next, Punch Drunk Love in 2002. Divisive, experimental, and perhaps most importantly pulsing, with the physical and mental side effects of obsession, it's a romantic comedy for the weird kids at heart. Next, Secretary in 2002.
All I need is a typist who can answer the phone.
You have reached the office of Mr. Edward Gray.
For those looking for a romantic confection with a streak of something bitter, this twisted rom-com should more than do the trick. Next, Love Actually in 2003.
Welcome, Prime Minister. This is Natalie.
Hello, David. I mean, sir.
20 years ago, you'd have been just his type.
It's not a romantic comedy list without Love Actually. Now next, Saving Face in 2004.
Seriously, well, why don't you just tell her?
She knows.
She kept setting you up with guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Saving Face wasn't treated too much fanfare during its release over a decade ago, but it deserves the eyes of any soft-hearted moviegoer. You'll be happy you sought it out. Next, Just Friends in 2005. Again, this movie is incredibly silly, but there are some really great comedic bits to it. Now next, Juno in 2007.
You need to know that it's possible that two people can stay happy together forever.
The best thing you can do is find a person who loves you for exactly what you are.
It also happens to feature a refreshingly realistic and charming high school relationship that culminates in an acoustic guitar duet, in case that's your also thing. Now next, Knocked Up in 2007.
I'm Allison.
I'm Ben. This is my friend Jason.
I'm just trying not to stare.
She's married.
Shut up!
You think that's gonna stop him from hitting on her? It's not at all.
It's hilarious, it's endearing, and bottom line, it's one of the best romantic comedies in ages. Next, Forgetting Sarah Marshall in 2008. It's got more heart than even some of the best on this list, even amidst the deluge of dick jokes. Now next, 500 Days of Summer in 2009.
I think we should stop seeing each other.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Start from the beginning and tell us what happened.
It works just fine as a straight romantic comedy, but it works far better as a deconstruction of the male pixie dream girl trope and the men who love them. Next, Easy A in 2010.
No judgment, but you kind of look like a stripper.
Mom!
A high-end stripper for governors or athletes.
For those willing to sit through the quirk, Easy A becomes one of the richest explorations of what it feels like to be a teenaged girl in the 21st century. Now next, Beginners from 2010. Beginners is deceptively deep, lingering in the corners of your mind long after its decidedly gauzy look at life has faded from the screen. Next, Your Sister's Sister in 2011. Most underrated work to date, Your Sister's Sister isn't necessarily the most plausible romantic comedy, but its mildly outlandish premise is one of the things that allows its genuinely emotional undercurrent to ring so painfully true. Now next, Frances Ha in 2012. It's a gorgeous, stirring picture of life as a young artist in the city that also just so happens to be one of the most satisfyingly unconventional rom-coms to hit screens in the last 2 decades. Now next, The 5-Year Engagement from 2012. If you have ever been in a pairing that has moved or survived a big change, Jason Segel-Nicola's Stollers, The 5-Year Engagement refreshingly acknowledges the difficulty in navigating this. Next, Her from 2013. Her is a joy of a film about the difficulties to find joy with other people. Another component that makes Her successful is that Phoenix has a lot of chemistry with himself. Next, Silver Linings Playbook in 2012.
And I want to control it.
I hope you're okay with Veronica's sister coming over.
Tiffany and Tommy?
Just Tiffany.
What happened to Tommy?
He died.
How'd he die?
Please, don't bring it up.
Hey, Tiffany. This is Pat.
You look nice.
Thank you.
How'd Tommy die?
It's all a bit messy, but it would be hard to discount the stirring romance at the center of the film. Next, Enough Said from 2013.
Hi, Dad.
My daughter has a lot of friends.
You think they have threesomes?
What? Why would you say that?
I know, but apparently it's what they're doing these days.
Funny and occasionally painful, astute romantic comedy still strikes me as one of the more joy-including cinematic explorations of recent years. Now next, What If from 2013. What If is a perfect example of an underrated, underseen but perfectly delightful riff on the rom-com formula. Now next, Appropriate Behavior in 2014. It's a film that will nevertheless leave you with the genre's traditional effervescent uplift before the credits roll. Next, They Came Together in 2014.
You like fiction books? I never met anyone else who likes fiction. That is too funny.
And if you love falling in love.
In many ways, They Came Together is an anti-romantic comedy. The film continuously surprises in unique and hilarious ways. Now next, Obvious Child in 2014. This is a comedic weave of how honesty and self-forgiveness can open someone up to the potential of having a love in their life. Next, Top 5 in 2014. Walking and talking relationship film that you might expect. Next, Sing Street in 2016. I dare you to watch this movie and not smile. And now next, The Big Sick in 2017.
I have to tell you something, babe. I've been dating this girl. She's white. A white girl? Hey, you can't look like you and a white girl.
It's okay. We hate terror.
This movie is hilarious, moving, thoughtful, and destined to become a classic. I hope you already have got best recommendations for your next romantic night with your partner. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share my video, and do mention your favorite from the list in the comments.